Welcome to Virtues and Tenets of a Profession, my collection of 7 virtues and the companion 15 tenets, which were triggered over the last 5 years by the following central question. Are there any generally valid values which potentially hold across all professions? My first reaction a few years ago was no, all professions are completely individual. But after musing and discussing with friends and colleagues over the years, I discovered that this is not the case, at least from my perspective. Just to give you a little bit of a recap. What are virtues and tenets by definition? A virtue is a quality or practice of moral excellence or righteousness. On the other hand, a tenet is an opinion, principle, doctrine, dogma, etc. held as true by members of a profession, group or movement. Why is this important? Because knowing certain virtues and tenets in your profession can guide you through the challenges and decision makings in your daily job. Or in other words, the virtues are those things you should strive for, while the tenets are the things you should apply in practice. Before I show you the particular set of virtues and tenets, just a quick disclaimer, because all I present you is fully from my personal perspective, though the chance is very high that you disagree. But that's fine, because nevertheless, even if you disagree, this topic still serves its purpose. First, it draws your attention away from the technologies and products which come and go every week. And second, you think about at least once whether there are and what are the values are behind our profession. So let's dive in directly into part 1, the 7 particular virtues of a profession I collected. You find them on a companion poster on the top. Let's start with virtue number 1, passionate for profession. Develop a true passion for your profession, please. This ensures you can keep yourself motivated in the long term and have a strong stamina. Because we all have to work for multiple decades in our profession. So it's really vital to have a really good source of motivation. The best source known to me is passion. Virtue number 2, enthusiastic for achievements. Develop an intrinsic enthusiasm for potential achievements long before they are actually achieved by you. This gives you the right amount of motivation, because nothing beats the strong imagination of a success situation you are proud of. Virtue number 3, restless on topics. Be restless and always be on the go when it comes to the topics and technologies of your profession, because this ensures that you really master the whole scope of your jobs, because you cannot really master anything until you understood it. But always focus on the major concepts, please. Virtue number 4, striving for challenges. Never go the way of least resistance. Instead, always strive for the true challenges. There's less competition and higher reputation when resolved, because only the true challenges are the things which are actually rewarded afterwards. Virtue number 5, insistent on goals. Be persistent and insisting on your major goals, please. An idea whose time has come will finally let you reach the goals if you're just patient enough. Don't let others dissuade you from your goals, and give yourself enough time. Well, sometimes even lots of time, if really necessary. Virtue number 6, hardline on excellence. Develop an intrinsic hardline to always strive for excellence. This allows you to be somewhat atop the usual expectations and continuously go ahead. Because careers require excellence regularly. And excellence comes not by accident or even for free. You have to do something for this. Virtue number 7. Versatile across disciplines. Try to become a T-shaped expert by learning to be versatile across the disciplines of your primary profession and its related professions. Because grand solutions are interdisciplinary ones. Because neither the jack of all trades, master of none, nor the single topic nerd survive in the long term. These were our 7 collected virtues. In part 2, I give you an overview of the 15 companion tenets. You find them on the companion poster on the bottom side. Let's dive into tenet number 1. Success favors preparation. You can be successful either by accident or through serious preparation. Never rely on accidental success, please. Instead, always prepare yourself as best as possible. It will pay out in the long term. And a good long-term strategy for good preparation is to, for instance, continually evaluate and collect principles, patterns, rules, and tools before they are actually required. Because this way, you have them already at hand. And you would not ad hoc find them at all anyway. Tenet number 2. Unorthodox thinking fathers awesome solutions. Every great solution once had a predating unorthodox vision. That's just a fact. Hence, allow yourself those visions by intentionally thinking against the common sense and established body of knowledge. Only this way you will be able to invent and deliver awesome solutions afterwards. For this, find a good sparring partner which is on the same wavelength and allows you to brainstorm and discuss those ideas. Tenet number 3. Do not fear to be eccentric. Following every trend, group opinion, or social pressure might be the way of least resistance, of course, yes. But do not fear to be eccentric, and this way be different than the average. Always remain loyal to yourself and keep up following your beliefs. Because always remember, those who follow other opinions often have no own opinion at all. But be careful. Do not stretch this too much, please. It's not wise to always create a different opinion just for its own sake. Tenet number 4. Divide and conquer every challenge. Independent what particular challenge you are confronted with, always use the proven divide and conquer approach to find a solution. For this, first strictly structure the overall challenge into manageable parts, then solve each part separately as possible, and finally combine all resulting partial solutions. Because only this way you can master the overall complexity of really substantial problems. Tenet number 5. Work is an ideal gas. Yeah, independent what you're working on, that task will always expand to fill all the available time. Also, working under time pressure is nasty, yes. Giving a task too much time in advance is not wise too. Hence, always try to prioritize your task according to importance and urgency, but focus on deadlines and work fully time-boxed. But don't wait until it is too late, of course. Always have the deadlines in mind. Just don't give yourself too much time in advance, please. Tenet number 6. Cheap quick wins, expensive perfection. The commonly known Pareto principle tells you that in 20% of the time you usually can deliver up to 80% of the requested results. The remaining 80% of the requested time, you need to deliver the remaining 20% of the results. This implicitly explains that you can always achieve quick wins easily, and you should understand that perfection requires really lots of efforts. This means always benefit from quick wins, if possible, and be at least careful with the seductive perfection trap. It costs you a lot. Tenet number 7. It's easier to apologize than ask for permission. Acting politically correct is always the desired and preferred way. Of course. Point. Sometimes, if you really have to bring something forward, it can be more efficient and economical to just start doing it than to get the official blessing of all possible stakeholders beforehand. If you really need progress in this situation, do not shy to just go ahead if really necessary. Because the real achievements in your life always require you to do something at the right time. But never be rude here. Tenet number 8. Results trump every opinion. You can have as strong as possible opinions, but they are always trumped by actual delivered results. Hence, always focus on the delivering results and establishing facts instead of just arguing in long discussions. Also remember, in delivery, there's always less competition than in sales. So, always listen to arguments first, yes, but once they start looping and you become tired, go ahead and make facts. Tenet number 9. Thumbnail results are better than no results. In case you have to deliver results but you fail to deliver them, it is better to thumbnail alternative results than to deliver no results at all. This is especially true for numbers. Better to provide precise looking numbers, but thumbnailed ones, than to deliver no around or even fake numbers at all. Just remember, often scientific investigations is neither reasonable nor perhaps possible. So guessing is just fine. Tenet number 10. Content convinces, beauty sells. Form follows function. Always focus on delivering great content, because this is what convinces the receiver, of course. But never forget that the best content will not sell without the proper, beautiful wrapping. Hence, ensure that your results are both content-wise and aesthetically pleasant to the consumer. Because usually both a cool but ugly and a beautiful but unspectacular functionality is rejected by consumers. Tenet number 11. Going the extra mile. To allow your work results to be positively recognized, you have to be regularly, at least somewhat, atop the expectations. This is usually achieved by providing aspects which were not originally demanded but delight the task submitter. But know your price. If you deliver 150% all the time, you just devalue yourself in the long term. So be careful. I said be somewhat atop the expectation. Avoid to burn out, please. Tenet number 12. Careers require self-marketing. Always try to perform good work, but never forget that it will only pay out if you regularly also use the good work results to explicitly perform some self-marketing for yourself. For this, especially seek for the high-profile tasks which have the attention of the right stakeholders, usually in upper management. Because, as the commonly known proverb explicitly tells us, do good things and tell about them. Both aspects are required. Tenet number 13. Fulfill everything, demand nothing. Always develop your skills to the maximum possible level, of course, but still be fair to others, please. Best is to always try to fulfill yourself everything you demand from others and demand nothing from others what you fulfill yourself. Avoid being disappointed by accepting that the world is not fair and be happy if others may top your intentionally low expectations. But please differentiate between demanding and expecting here, please. Demand nothing but still expect something. Tenet number 14. Need your job less than your job needs you. Separate between your profession and your job, please. Because being a workaholic is one thing. And if you enjoy your profession, is fine. But always ensure that at any time you effectively need your job less than your job needs you. Else you will be too much of a victim of your own job, experience a bad work-life balance, and you are very easily exploitable by your employer. In other words, please define yourself through your profession, not your job. And depend on this profession, not your job. And the final tenet, number 15, discipline requires balancing pleasure. Always be disciplined in your way of working by respecting deadlines, prioritize tasks, etc. But if you really want to have a strong stamina in the long term, you have to balance discipline with true pleasure and fun. Hence, explicitly interweave all your disciplined work with enough pleasurable work, or you will be demotivated really too fast. But please, don't get me wrong. I said pleasurable work, not arbitrary distraction for pleasure and fun. You should still work, please. These were those 7 virtues and 15 companion tenets I collected. Thanks for listening, and feel free to download your personal copy of the companion poster in the PDF form on virtuesandtenets.com. Goodbye.